Hi guys, today I'll be showing you guys how to do my makeup. A quick get ready with me. Shouldn't take too long. It's quick 20 minutes and I'm just gonna walk you through everything, all the products that I use to do my face. And yes, let's go, let's start. Okay, usually I prime my face with e.l.f. primer. For some reason, I don't have it today, but I have this Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, and I'll just use this to prime my face for today before we start. But my face is already moisturized. I use Tatcha to moisturize my face, guys. Very expensive, but really good. Yeah, so that's already on my face. So I'm gonna spray a little bit of this, because I can't find my e.l.f. primer, but it's usually the e.l.f. primer grip, and it's blue. All right, let's get started. I feel like I'm moisturized enough in order for it to still come out smooth. And I also have this Vanessa Myricks. It's a universal skin primer. And this kind of is like a blurring balm that kind of like takes away like your pores and stuff like that. So I'm going to put this on my face. And it's not too oily. And it's for like oily skin. And my skin, I would say, it's like in the middle. Yeah, guys, this is it. You just put a little bit of that, and then I start with my eyebrows. I gel them up, and I kind of gel them up already. It's kind of like invisible, like you can't really see it that well, but yeah, it's like those clear gels. And this is Charlotte Tilbury, so hopefully that gives it a bit of a glow and helps my makeup stick to my face. Alright, now I'm gonna start with my foundation, and it's very, very light foundation. It's Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin. It's kind of like a tint, and I have two shades, and I mix those together, and I just dabble it on my face, or places that I kind of just want some coverage. So I'm gonna put it on my hand. Just go lightly tap with a beauty blender. And look how it just like blends in. Like I like when it just seamlessly just blends into my skin and it actually looks like skin for real. So yeah. Make sure I get everywhere that I want to cover. I have a lot of dark spots that are like in random places, and I think this is really good at like a light coverage, like nothing too heavy. And I like foundations like that. Make sure I get everywhere. A little more from my forehead. And you always avoid under your eye, because that's where your concealer placement goes. I read that on TikTok. I don't know if it actually makes a difference, but ever since I saw somebody do that on TikTok, I literally do not add concealer under my eye. I mean, foundation under my eye, guys. Yeah, so just tap, tap, tap. Until I put my eyebrow kind of like not blended completely, so I'm just brushing that up a bit. Okay, so once I'm done with my foundation, I have my curve case here. It's a bit dirty. My curve case, I use this, and I use the somewhat darker color for contour. And I use a brush, tap it on there, rub it a little bit on my skin because I don't want it to be too dark, but you see how dark that is already? And then I come here, a little bit there, a little bit here. This is kind of really dark. I might just mix it with the second shade here. That was too dark. Take a little bit, dab that on my arm, here, and down here. And then I take that and I just brush it on my jawline, just to give it a sharper look. Contour, raise it up a little bit, bring it towards the middle of my cheek. Same for this side, but I did this with work. Up a bit. Maybe this one I already kind of see difference, and then I'm just do a little bit on my nose. And then yeah, but don't worry guys, it's gonna get lighter again. Come back to my shape, but that's just to give a little contrast. I use a little bit of the curve case as well. And I dabble into a little bit of the pink and the orange, mix those together. And I add some blush to my cheek. I'm gonna dabble in more because that came out too dark. Well, I get it appear like this on my cheek. I just dabble that. And then you start from like the up of your temporal kind of, bring it down, bring it back up. But once I add my concealer, it'll lighten up a bit. I put too much on the side and it's very light on the side. But it's all about balance, guys. For concealer under my eyes, I use both the shade Butterscotch, which is a weight lighter, in Born This Way concealer, Too Faced. And then I also use Chai in Born This Way Too Faced. And this is more like, not too light, but a good amount of lightness. And I made like a triangle shape, guys, under my eye. Put one up here in the center here. One here, my chin area, my upper lip. And I also put the butterscotch at the end here, And then I just let that sit for a little bit. It's kind of like a triangle shape. And then I brush it out in a triangle shape. So let me spray a little bit first. So my Morphe setting spray, because as you go, it's good to spray to give it some moisture. I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna use the brush, concealer brush. And I take it and I just dabble underneath my eye in kind of like a triangle shape. Pat, 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 pat. Bring it up a bit. Keep on patting, patting, patting. And once I have it in the areas I want it, I kind of just take my powder off too. And just pat, 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 pat. I just keep patting it. See, it's like blended completely. I know a lot of people say that like, oh, we like the brush, but I feel like I need to use both in order to do my under eye. And I know people don't really like a bright under eye, but I feel like I like a subtle bright under eye. It doesn't have to be like extremely yellow, but like something that definitely gives my under eye some lightness, you know? Not the banana color. You just keep patting for real, guys. Pat, 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 until it kind of just gets seamless underneath your eye. And just like blend it in. And I go in over here, same thing. Tap, tap, tap. Just bring it up like a triangle shape. Under your eye, under your eye. Pat it, take my beauty blender, and I'm still just gonna make sure that I get all the way underneath and everything is covered the way it needs to be covered. Bring it up near my temporal, where I put the blush before the blush base went. Kind of just make the concealer and the blush blend in a bit. Sometimes when I pat too much, my eyes get a bit watery, guys. So yeah, use the brush again. Make sure it's blended in. Keep on brushing, tapping with your beauty blender. And then yes, it looks blended in. Then I do the same for the top. Kind of just tap, tap, tap. Bring that center part in where your eyebrows are. Make it blend in. Yep. Do the same for your upper lip. Tap, tap, tap. Take my beauty blender. Do the same exact thing. Yep. And then for the bottom of my chin, just drag it down a bit. And just tap away. And it's like a very soft cream today. I'm not doing anything too outrageous because usually I start with like my eyeshadow. But today, just want to do something quick and fast for you guys. But now I'm just patting everything, but I feel like it looks kind of like oily or I need some more blending in. Like right here, some concealer is missing, I think. So I'm just gonna use the excess that was on the brush. And then just tap it in with my beauty blender. With my powder puff, guys. Now I'm just gonna conceal my nose a bit. I'm gonna take the Born This Way concealer in the color Shy. Bring it down the middle of my nose. Guys, I have really bad shaky hands, so nothing's ever straight when I do my things. I have the contour stick in the shade Ebony by Fancy Beauty. And I take that and I kind of shape my nose. And then I just use a brush and contour the middle first. Middle of my nose. It looks funny now, but then I tap it out in the center only first. Center of my nose. Then I dabble the sides of where my contour is in the shape of where I want it to like form. Like this here on this side. And it just kind of blends in. Like it still looks like my skin tone, but it looks more defined in a way. And I just take a little more, put it on my upper nose, put it on the powder puff a bit, and drag it down a little bit at the top. Okay. Once that part's done too, I get a little bit of my pressed powder, because I don't think I'm going to put any more concealer under my eye. My pressed powder in the shade N45 in MAC Studio. Take that, tap it into my hand, the powder puff, then I tap it into my hand a little bit. And then I take it and I just pat it under my under eye to set it a bit. And I'm switching between colors. Just use that first one. Take it, tap it into my hand, put it under my eye, bring it up, and I do the same, take it, put it under my under eye to this side, drag it up, basically where I put the concealer. So just all the areas where I put the concealer, I'm tapping. Just tapping where I put concealer. I look kind of light now, guys, but I'm going to put bronzer to lighten up my face more and give myself some concealer. But this is basically a setting powder just to make sure that you can see that under your eye or just anywhere that you put it this place. And that gives it that matte look. Alright, so done with that. I'm going to move on to some bronzer. I use the Julia's Place bronzer and I think the shade, what does it say the shade? I think it's deep. Then I take it, pat it where I use my blush, same blush, tap it into my hand a bit, and put it where I put blush on my face. Just back some color. Do the same thing for this side. Put it on my nose, give my nose some color. Pat it again, do the same thing for this side. And I'm just brushing away, guys. I really like bronzer, so I put like a good amount to the point where it's not too much, but it definitely gives my face back its color. As you can see. And then I'm also gonna put a little bit on my eyeshadow today, just to give it like a pop color. And because I'm not putting doing like a full eyeshadow today, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of bronzer. Yep. Take that, close my eyes a bit, brush that in. Very lightly, nothing too crazy. I feel like bronzer is always good to put on if you're not going for like a crazy makeup look where you need to put like a pop of too much color. You just have a bit of bronzer and it's subtle. So I put a little bit of that on my eyes. Lightly. I put a little more on the other eye. Okay, yes, that should be good. And now I'm gonna put a little bit of blush. I have the House of Labs blush and this shade Watermelon Bliss, and it's like a kind of like a light red, I would say. Light red / pink. I'm gonna be using that as blush today. And like I said, you just kind of dabble it from the top. Bring it to the bottom of where your cheek is. Make sure it blends. A little more. I do sometimes get a little blush crazy, guys, so I'm trying to be mindful for this video. I've been really more into pink blush, but since today I'm wearing the LFSTYL shirt, maybe red. A little bit of red blush. And then I'm just gonna go in with my pressed powder again for under my eye. Tap it into my hand a bit. guys, but I can't at the same time. I just go, and I also have Fit Me pressed powder, and I put a little bit of that under my eye as well. I like a matte under eye look, so that's why I put a lot of pressed powder. And I also, my under eye always creases. It always finds a way to crease, so I'm trying to avoid that from happening. Okay. I feel like I need a little bit of more blush on this side. So I'm gonna bring out my Juvia's Palace blush in volume 5. Has this little red pink on top, just for a little more color, and tap that in a bit. All right, that should be enough. I don't know if I overdo it. I just think because I've never done it without my primer, it just doesn't feel natural to me. So I feel like, guys, always make sure you have your primer. Always. Take a little bit of my powder again, get underneath my chin. Just all the places where I put concealer. Let it sit a bit. And then you take your powder puff. And sometimes people brush it off, but me, I kind of just pat it back into my face to set everything. So I'm trying to give you guys up close. Okay, I feel like it looks really matte, which I like. I really like a matte look, so yes, but I feel like I need a bit more blush on my right side of my cheeks. I'm gonna keep it very light. Put it on my nose. Get up. Yes, perfect. And I don't know if you guys can see the bronzer, but it's very subtle on my eyeshadow. I used the L'Oreal Paris mascara in Telescope. It's really good, and it kind of like lengthens your eyelashes a lot, which I like. This is very tedious. Okay, sometimes I mess up on my mascara, so I'm taking my time. I do my bottom lashes as well. And sometimes I put a little bit of color in between my creases of my eye, so I'm gonna do that as well. I'm gonna use this brush here to add some color to my inner corner crease. Since my shirt's red, I don't really need something too much. Just like a cream or something, like a nude color or something. I'd say gold too. Just a little bit of color. Gold. I usually have something that just kind of like pushes it in the middle. Don't have it, I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a patch of cream gold. Set my face. I put baking powder, some bronzer on my eyelids. It's a very soft look. And then I'm also gonna spray with my Charlotte Tilbury. whole face wet. Let that dry a bit. And then the last thing I do is my lip liner. And I've been into night MAC, and guys, can you stop? I'm recording. Stop. And MAC Chestnut and MAC Night Moth. But I think for this, I'm gonna do MAC Chestnut, which is kind of like a brown shade. I'm gonna sharpen it up. And it's this. It's kind of like a brown, but it sometimes looks red. I'm gonna mix it in with other lip combos. I think I'm gonna mix it with some chestnut. Okay. Then I take a little bit of clear gloss and I put this on my lips. This is also Fenty Beauty in the shade Miss Jellyfish, guys, and it has glitter, and it's like purple in a way. But I like the way it looks when I put it on top of my lip combo. Then I'll put a little bit of my fortune cookie back in the middle. There's some lip gloss being dragged down the lips a bit. So this is the final look, guys. I don't know what it looks like on camera, but it doesn't look bad here in the mirror. Very fast, very simple. This is like if I was to go out, I wouldn't say like on a girls' night, maybe on a girls' night, a simple girls' night, quick dress. I would probably do this, but I always make sure that my eyeshadow matches what I'm wearing. So now to reveal what I'm wearing is the BYND t-shirt that just came out for women. It's the color red, and it says LFSTYL on the top right here. And this is the back. Very cutesy, guys. This is the final look. Hope you guys like it. Another close-up on the shirt. LFSTYL. Thank you for doing this Get Ready With Me, Beats by Net. Hope to see you guys again. And here's just a soft glam, simple look that you can probably try at home. Thank you guys for watching.